Good afternoon, I'm Kim McCutcheon. I'm one of the volunteer docents here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. I spend most of my time over in the Saturn V hall talking about going to the moon. But I was born here in Huntsville in 1953, and I don't remember a time that I wasn't interested in airplanes. That, in the early days, was putting together model airplane kits and flying model airplane kits. And then when I was 13, I joined the Civil Air Patrol and started learning to fly. That led to my working at an airport during the time that I was in high school and the first 2 years that I was in college, where I learned to fly airplanes and to service airplanes and to work on airplanes. The career that I chose was one that involved the design and programming of computers back in the 1980s. And it turned out that one of my customers was NASA, and we built the computer control for the tooling that welded together the space shuttle external tank. And then in 1993, I retired from the company that I worked for and spent a couple of years developing my aviation skills. I got a commercial multi-engine instrument instructor's rating, got my mechanics rating, and was actually then free to do all of those things in the aviation industry. Then started a business working on airplanes. But before I did that, I spent a few months roaming around the world, and in New Zealand I saw a very odd aircraft engine. And that aircraft engine inspired me to learn more about aircraft engines. And that inspired me to write a book about a very obscure aircraft engine. And that was such a hard thing to do that it occurred to me people interested in aircraft engines needed a club where they could meet other people who were interested in aircraft engines and who had access to the information that would allow more people to write books about them. And since that time, the Aircraft Engine Historical Society, which I founded back in 2001, has seen the publication of about 15 different aircraft engine books where they would verify that it indeed worked correctly in the flight environment that it was going to be. And in order to do that, they wanted to have the procedures down pat, so they built Pathfinder, which allowed them to practice taking it off the 747 and putting it on the ground and then lifting it up into the dynamic test stand. And we were fortunate at the Space Center here to wind up with Pathfinder after NASA was through with it. So come and see the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. There's all kinds of aviation stuff here, all kinds of rocketry stuff here. Something that great for kids, great for adults. It's a wonderful story that we have to tell.